Hi everyone, welcome to our Monday live stream, and I especially want to welcome, I know we have some newcomers in the house today. Pepperman is a new viewer on our live stream. I want to welcome Pepperman. And just so everybody knows, if you're brand new here, we do live stream most Mondays at noon Pacific time. So I usually post what I'm going to be streaming about over on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you do. It's Callie Kim 29. And we also have Camera Guy, again, for you newcomers. He's my husband. He films most of our videos. He's in the house as well under Callie Kim Garden and Home. And follow him on Instagram too at Callie Camera Guy. He always posts some really cool photos of behind the scenes when he shoots our videos, a lot of other fun stuff. So you definitely want to make sure that you're following him. So we actually had a little bit of a cooler week this week in the 80s, which is a really nice change. But at the end of the week, it's supposed to heat back up into the triple digit temperatures. And I wanted to let you guys know, I've been live streaming right here in the same spot for several weeks rather than down in the main garden because it is just way too hot to carry all of my gear down there. My phone overheats, so this is actually right outside of our kitchen on our deck, and it seems to be working so far. So once the weather cools down, we will head back out to the main garden and stream again from there. But for now, this is working without any interruptions in the stream. So let me just see who's here today. I know we have people here from all over the world. I saw some people here from Germany, Nisha from up north, Piano Master, Asleep Narwhal Forever is here. Patsella comes here every single week. Isaiah, Angel, Ashley is usually here every week. Royal Healthy Living from North Carolina. Thanks so much for joining us. I don't remember seeing you on here before, so welcome. Let me see who else. Randy from Casimir, Washington, and Gulf Coast of Texas, Carol Stanford. And if you're from Germany, I know you're here somewhere, but I don't remember your name. If you can just identify yourself. But I really do want to welcome people. Pretty Alice Moon, hi, how are you? Here to our Monday live stream. And today I thought I would just take a few moments to answer some of the frequently asked questions this week. A lot of times in the videos, I get the same questions over and over. So I thought I would just take a moment. I think I picked out 3 of them. Oh, from Cape Town, that's exciting. Richard, hi, how are you? Welcome. LaDonna's from Jacksonville, from Myrtle Beach. Boy, well, this is pretty exciting. Who's from Myrtle Beach? I just missed that there. Christian Brown. So this is pretty exciting to have people here. Everyone's getting excited about fall gardening. So today I'm going to answer 3 questions that I have from the comments this week on YouTube, and actually I pulled one from Instagram as well that I get asked over and over again. So I thought that would maybe be helpful. So before we start though, I do like to read, most of the time I remember to choose a viewer of the week, a comment that especially touched me from the videos during the week. And I really liked this one. This person was just so enthusiastic and really, really encouraging to me. So this person's name is Cheryl Smith. And Cheryl commented, she said, "Hi, Kim. I appreciate you so much, and I'm so grateful for your videos. I've been a gardener for a long time, but I had never ventured into vegetable gardening until this past spring. I started with 2 4x4 raised beds. After watching you, got so excited about smart pots. I bought several seed collections from you along with the signature Callie Kim pot. Currently, I'm having a ball watching bush beans, Space Master cucumbers, and heat-tolerant greens, Thumbelina zinnias, and even my own butternut squash and zucchini growing from seed. Thank you for all your encouragement and gardening knowledge that you're sharing with us. And let me encourage you that it is so clear to me that you are doing what God created you to do. Rock on, sister." So Cheryl, I just want to thank you so much. That was just so encouraging. Not only that, you are so excited about growing your own food and growing it from seed, which I know a lot of you guys can relate who have recently started growing from seed. There's just something about seeing those little seeds germinate, break through the soil, knowing that you planted them and that you're going to nurture them and grow them into vegetables that you can eat. So just super exciting. I'm really proud of you. Not only that, growing from seed, there's so many more varieties that you can grow, a lot more than the little transplants you can pick up from the garden center. So many different colors, so many different shapes and sizes and types of vegetables. So I want to just encourage you and applaud you in your efforts, and thank you so much for your encouragement and your positive words. That really means a lot to Camera Guy and I. Believe it or not, it really keeps us motivated, encourages us, and really helps us keep on making the garden content that we make every week for you guys. So before we get started on the FAQs, I want to show you some seeds that I started just about a week ago. In fact, I showed you this little tray last week. Nothing was sprouted yet. So believe it or not, guys, in just a week's time, look at the growth. I mean, it's just so incredible to see these things bust through the soil. I've actually had these inside under grow lights. These are cool weather vegetables, which we'll get to that in just a moment. But these are vegetables that are good to grow in the fall when the weather gets cooler. So I've got some broccoli, cauliflower, collards, cabbage, some peas, and some kohlrabi here. So these are all part of my fall garden seed collection. So super easy to start from seed. You can use these little seed cells, or you can use little cups, put some potting mix in them. You can even use peat pellets if you want. And you are good to go with starting from seed. It's really not as difficult as you think. In fact, it's super, super easy. And I've got lots of videos on how to do that. Okay, so let's jump into a question. And then we'll jump into the chat in between the questions that I'm answering from the videos, if that makes sense. Okay, so leading right into fall gardening. Okay, this one was actually from Instagram. Lots of good stuff going on Instagram. This one is from Jessica Rofol. It's Jessica and then R-O-F-O-L, if you want to check out her Instagram. What fall seed should I plant in the Pacific Northwest? Okay, and this is a question I actually got quite a bit this week. People are wondering, what do I need to start planting now? It's going to be cool weather pretty soon. What seed should I plant? Now, I want to just clear up one little tiny misconception, is that there's not specific seeds that you would plant like in the fall or in the cool weather in California versus the Pacific Northwest versus Michigan versus New York or New Jersey. The key about cool weather vegetables is that they are just that, cool weather vegetables. So if you're brand new to gardening, a little bit of information here is that there's some vegetables that love the warm weather, like tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, squash, eggplant. And there's some vegetables that love the cooler weather. That would be temperatures that are under 75 degrees. And those would be things just like the ones I just showed you here. The little peas that are sprouting, they grow best in the cool weather under 75 degrees Fahrenheit. We've got the broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage. Lettuce loves the cool weather. Radishes and carrots like cool weather better. So as long as your temperature is 75 degrees or below, the cool weather vegetables are going to do very well. And in fact, a lot of them will even take some light frost. So it's not really a matter of what fall vegetables you should plant in what part of the country, but it's more a question of what are the temperatures like where you're at right now. Here in California, it's still warm, okay? And call me crazy for starting cool weather vegetables, but I started these actually inside under grow lights because it's way too hot to grow them outdoors right now. And the reason why I'm doing that is because in about 6 weeks, they're gonna grow and be my own little transplants that I can plant in the garden. So it saves me a lot of time. So in the Pacific Northwest, I would imagine that it'll be getting cool probably in September into October, if not sooner. So you would definitely want to get some of these cool weather veggies going right now. And if it's above 75 degrees where you live, you don't want to plant them outside yet because they're not going to grow. Start them inside under grow lights, get them going, and that way when the cool weather hits in about 6 weeks, you are going to be ready. You won't be, it'll save you about 6 weeks of time because you won't have to start from seed. You'll have little transplants ready. Now, you can definitely plant a lot of these from seed right in your garden bed. So I would suggest starting some now. Then when the weather cools off to around 75 degrees or below, plant some more seeds directly in your garden. That way you keep the harvest coming. You'll have these plants to harvest probably in about 8 weeks. And then once these plants are done, you'll have some more to take its place. So especially if you have early frost dates. I know a lot of you are, probably get frost in October, maybe some people even in September. Get them established now because a lot of them will take and survive a light frost. So it's really important that you get those fall garden seeds started ASAP. Seriously, guys, don't delay even one single day because you're going to be so happy when you have that fall garden going, and you still are going to have some vegetables even once you get those few light frosts. So a lot of you I know are already growing with my fall garden seed collection, and guys, this is really a great value right here. There's 15 varieties of cool weather vegetables in here. It costs around $20, and today I'm having a sale. Actually, the sale's been running all weekend, 15% off all of my seed collections, and you can grab these over on my website at CallieKimGardeningHome.com. And I've taken all the guesswork out of it for you. You don't have to wonder about what cool weather vegetables to buy. They're all right here in this fall garden seed collection. So grab one. And I am running some sales a lot more frequently these days because I really want to help you guys get going for an affordable price. I know sometimes things can add up, but these are a really good value. It's a little bit more than $1 a seed packet once you put the discount on there. So grab one today. The sale goes through midnight Pacific time. Okay, so let's head into the chat here, see what questions you guys have that I can answer live. And we will see. I also want to hear what seeds you have going already in your garden. I know a lot of you have already been planting, which is awesome. You never want to run out of those fresh veggies to harvest. So let me know what you're harvesting. Let me know what you're planting and how things are going in your garden. Okay, let's see here. Here's from Charles. Do you have a take on trellises for containers, melons, squash, snap peas? I'm a renter with a concreted backyard. Please help if you can. Charles, yes, I actually do. I am right here on my patio, and we actually did a whole small space garden series in this very location about a year ago, and gave all kinds of really great trellis ideas that work beautifully for a deck or a patio. So make sure you go back and watch that series. But I do have a little trellis right here behind me. I just pulled some old dead cucumbers off that trellis last night, planted some brand new ones. This is just a couple of tree branches and an old bamboo pole that I had sitting around. I formed it into a little teepee. You can see at the top there, it's like in a triangle. Tied it together at the top, stuck it in a container, and I've had it for several years, and it works really well. You can use a lot of different things. These planters right behind me go right over a deck railing. They're called wall saddle planters. Smart Pots makes them. You can get them at smartpots.com, and I have a discount code you can use for that, which will be in the video description here. You can also use any type of, I did a really great video a week or so ago on 6 crops you can plant in August. Has some super easy trellis ideas in there. And there's all kinds of videos on my YouTube channel on how to make trellises. So I'm sure there's gonna be a lot in there for you. You can put like a mesh type panel up in between containers or on your railing. There's so many simple things you can do to save yourself space and grow a lot of vegetables on your patio. And I do want to applaud you for growing on your patio. You can really grow a lot in containers. So great job there. Okay, Nisha. Hi, Nisha. Harvesting about 20 tomatoes, and we'll harvest the first cucumber. Nisha's doing an amazing job. And Nisha, correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't you growing all in containers as well? So she's doing a great job with her garden up in Northern California. Okay, this is a question from Lay. Sorry, my screen is a little bit hard to see. I sowed all of my seeds in the ground of peas, carrots, radishes, beets, and lettuce 2 weeks ago here in Kansas. Was that wrong? Okay, Lay, it really depends on what the temperature is. If it's still hot there, they might take a little bit of extra time to come up. They're not going to grow real well in temperatures over 75 or 80 degrees. What you can do though, if you're still having hot weather and they start to germinate, is shade them. Either put some kind of shade cloth over it, put an umbrella over it, and that way you're all ready once the temperatures do cool down. But don't expect a lot of fast growth in hot temperatures. You may want to pick some more seeds up and just get some more going. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, just to make sure you've got some backup plants in case it does get way too hot and they absolutely fry. Okay, let me take one more. Oh, and by the way, I want to thank Everything Sunflowers and More. She's back this week. We missed her last week, but she's back moderating again and just does a wonderful job. So thank you so much, Christy, for being our wonderful, wonderful moderator. Okay, one more question, then we'll head back to the FAQs. Okay, let's see here. A lot of people in containers. That's exciting. You guys are doing such a great job. Okay, how should I manage slugs from Malias? Okay, slugs, I don't have a huge problem with those, but I used to have a big problem. And what I would do is actually kind of fun. Go out at night, get your flashlight, and just pick off all the slugs that you can, just to get them out of your garden as much as possible. Another little thing you can do is make little beer traps. I know it sounds crazy, but cut off the bottom of a water bottle, pour some beer in there, and then kind of halfway bury that in the soil. The slugs are attracted, and snails, as a matter of fact, are attracted to the scent of it. They fall in, they drown, and then hopefully you don't have any more slugs in your garden. So give that a try. Hopefully it works for you. I know it worked really well for us when we had that problem. Okay, let me head back and answer another question. Oh, one more thing I wanted to say about the cool weather vegetables versus the warm weather vegetables. I meant to mention this. A lot of you guys know I have a new book coming out called Organic Gardening for Everyone. And I do have a section in there about cool weather vegetables versus warm weather vegetables. It's a great resource for you guys. It's going to be released in December, but a lot of you have already pre-ordered it. I want to thank you very much. Here's a little postcard of the cover. And we're really proud of this cover. Camera guy, as well as my daughter, took all the pictures for the book. 250 color photographs, but there's a lot of in-depth information in there that can really help you guys out. So I'd really encourage you to go ahead and pre-order this. There's all kinds of links on my website to where you can pre-order. And that way, I know ordering from Amazon, you get your copy like the day it's released. You don't have to wait for it. So go over and grab that. There'll be all kinds of great gardening information in there that'll really help you with your spring garden next year. I know, crazy, we're already talking about that, right? Okay, here we go. Question number 2. And this question was asked over and over again. This is from Prasad Mahadevan on YouTube. Okay, guys, I really liked your hack for a trellis, and I'll explain what that trellis is in just a moment. However, Home Depot in New Jersey had no idea what ladder mesh is and couldn't find one online on their site. Okay, so this was from the video we posted about a week ago on 6 crops to plant in August. Those were all crops that are warm weather vegetables, grow fast, so that you can get a harvest in before the cool weather hits in your area. And one of the things I suggested doing is, if your garden beds are full, it's not a problem, grow vertically. And I installed a really simple trellis that I'm absolutely in love with. It cost about $6. And it took me literally about 5 minutes to install. So if you missed that video, you want to make sure you go over and watch that. But I used something called ladder mesh. It's about a 10-foot piece of, I think it's some kind of a wire, and it's really lightweight. I strung 2 of them together to make a really nice arch. I got mine at Home Depot, and I've had so many questions of people who couldn't find it. I had to ask at the contractor's desk for it and show them a picture that I pulled up online. It is online at their website, and I'll put a link in the video description. If Christy has that link, if she could pop that in right now. It's on their website. It's also on Lowe's website, but I did have to ask at the contractor's desk, and they had it stuck way back in a corner somewhere. So make sure you ask at the contractor's desk. Show them the link that I'm going to pop in here, and you guys are going to love it. I picked up about 6 pieces, I believe, and made 3 trellises. It's probably the easiest trellis I ever made, and definitely one of the least expensive. And I see Catherine here is calling it masonry reinforcement ladder mesh. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for the clarification. Maybe they'll know it by that name. I'm not really a construction person, so I don't know the official names for those kinds of things, but the link will have everything you need, and you can take that to Home Depot and show them, and hopefully that will help. A steel remesh sheet. Okay. I do have the sheets as well, the much wider sheets. I don't know, there's definitely a difference in the width. I've used the wider sheets to make tomato cages out of, but this is a real narrow one. It might be about, I don't know, maybe 6 or maybe 9 inches wide and 10 feet long. So definitely do your research there, grab the links, and head to your Home Depot or your Lowe's store, and hopefully you'll be able to find one and pick one up. And they would be amazing for a patio, because you could just stick them in 2 different containers, and then you can grow something in your container. For example, you could put it like in this edge of the container and make a little arch over to another container and still have something growing right here. So it really does help you maximize your growing space. So let me guys know how it goes there in finding that ladder mesh, okay? All right, let's see if we got some more questions here. From Gina Wonderman. Hi Gina, how's it going? One of my zucchini plants in a raised bed exploded with leaves and I had to cut off some so the bees can find the flowers, but I had not one single fruit. Okay, what could be the problem? All right, hopefully it's just a matter of time before the bees find those flowers and start to pollinate. Usually the male flowers, excuse me, the male flowers appear first. They can be there first for even up to a week or so before the female flowers, which have the little fruit attached on the bottom, show up. So you can also, once you have the flowers, if you have a male and a female flower, you can also hand pollinate. And you can go and check my video. I think it's called Growing Watermelon in a Large Container. And I did a little demonstration in that video on how to hand pollinate. So try that. And I know waiting is sometimes the hardest part of gardening, but hopefully you'll get some fruit along really soon. Okay, Gina? Good luck with that. Okay, Piano Master, hi. Just planted butternut squash, spaghetti squash, cucumbers, marigolds, lettuce, cabbage, cantaloupe, beans. Wow. Bell peppers, tomatoes. I don't have a frost date, so I plant everything this time of the year. Okay, you and me both, Piano Man. Great job. You don't ever want to run out of vegetables to harvest. So if you live in an area where you don't have a frost date, and I forgot to mention that with my first point, a lot of us live like Southern California, Texas, Arizona. We don't get a lot of frost here, so you can pretty much plant anything. The cool weather vegetables do great here in the southern climates in the winter time. So really for southern gardeners, our prime cool weather season is November to March. So even though I've got these veggies going right now, we'll be getting some more going soon for backups, because I don't know if these are gonna make it because it's still pretty hot here. So Piano Man, great job. I love how you are just keeping on planting. Okay, and also, Christy, I don't know if you've already done this or not, but the Farmer's Almanac website has a frost date calculator for US and Canada. All you have to do is enter your zip code and you can find out when the first frost date is in your area. So that way you know, okay, I've got tomatoes planted right now. It's gonna frost in October. I wanna make sure I get all my tomatoes harvested by then, and maybe even cover my plant if I'm expecting a frost, so that way it doesn't get damaged. So always keep an eye on the weather and on those frost dates, okay guys? Okay, let's see, maybe one more question, and then we'll go back to our third FAQ. Okay, let's see here. My pepper plants keep dropping their flowers. Okay, if it's really hot, and this is from Amki, I think. If it's really hot, i.e. over 90 degrees, a lot of plants do drop their flowers. So like tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, if you have them in the blazing sun, most plants don't do too well. So make sure that you're using some type of shade cloth once the weather hits 90 degrees. You can pick up some on Amazon, you can use a sheer curtain, you can even use an old bed sheet. Now bed sheets won't allow any sun to get through, but that shade cloth or those sheer curtains will. So that way it'll block out some of the sun's rays and help protect your plants from the extreme heat, but still give them some sunshine so they keep on producing. It works really well. I use it all over my garden whenever the temps climb, which they are going to be doing this week. Okay, let's do one more FAQ here. And this is a question I get all the time, several times this week. So I really hope this answer helps you guys. So this is a quick question from Zone 7. This person is MYXer516. Let's see. A quick question from Zone 7. I have some bush cucumber seedlings growing and was wondering if they will have enough time to mature before the first frost. Loving the collabs, by the way. Okay, so this person commented, Gary from the Rustic Garden and I posted another collab video this week about cucumber tips. And we talked about tips for helping manage disease, for help increasing productivity, and it was really a fun video to shoot. I know a lot of you are enjoying the collab, so thank you very much for saying that you like those. It was very, very fun. Now, cucumbers, just a little bit of information about them, is they go from seed to harvest in about 6 to 8 weeks. So that's one reason why I recommend planting them here late in the summer, because they're quick growing and you can typically get a second round of them going before the weather gets cool in your area, if it gets cold. So what you want to do again is check that frost date, okay? So if you've got frost about 8 weeks out, you may still be able to get a good crop of cucumbers in before the weather gets cold. So don't waste another day. Make sure you plant some cucumber seeds today. And that's why I designed the late summer garden seed collection for those quick growing vegetables. You can grab one of those as well. So definitely keep an eye on your frost date and then gauge what you're going to plant accordingly. So check your frost date and then back up to today's date and check the back of your seed packet to see how long it takes those particular vegetables to mature, and then plan what you're going to be planting accordingly. Okay, let's go back and answer some questions. We've got a few minutes left in the live stream, and I love to be able to get through as many questions as we can here. Here's one from Debbie Wheeler. Hi, Debbie. Living in Hawaii presents challenges. Grateful for all the challenges for cold weather vegetables. I am grateful for all the tropical fruits I am harvesting in my garden: bananas, dragon fruit, and papayas. Oh my goodness, that sounds amazing. The tropical fruit has got to be just a joy. Totally hear what you're saying about challenges for cool weather vegetables. It's challenging here as well. When you have hot weather all year round, you may want to just plant a combination of both and maybe grow your cool weather vegetables in an area where you get just morning sun and afternoon shade. And you can probably keep a lot of your warm weather vegetables growing all year. I don't know if you're growing any tomato plants, but one tomato that grows really fast, that's one of my favorites, is the Tiny Tim. And I do have one growing right here that was planted maybe a month or so ago. And they go from seed to harvest in about 6 weeks. So if you're looking for a quick tomato, Debbie, these are great. These are in my the late summer garden seed collection. You can also pick some up with these smart pots here. And see, they're already got little flowers on them, and they should be getting little tomatoes really soon. So this is a great little Tiny Tim dwarf tomato, one of my favorites. I know a lot of you grow them too, and they're very prolific. They have really small little cherry tomatoes. It's a determinate tomato, so once it sets its fruit, the plant stops growing, but it does actually keep producing fruit over about a period of a month or so. So really a good productive little kind of powerhouse of a tomato. So highly recommend that variety. So Debbie, you could easily plant those late summer garden veggies right now. The cucumbers, some squash, tomatoes, the beans would be perfect for you right now, and just keep your cool weather veggies maybe in more of a shaded area. Okay, let's see. San Francisco, first time making the live chat. Well, that's great. And I'm trying to read your name here. My screen, I got to figure out how to keep my screen bright for the whole live stream. This is from I'm sorry, I can't read your name here. Either that or my eyes are getting bad, which is always a good possibility. But welcome. I am so glad you're here. We have so much fun here in the chat, guys, don't we? I'm here in the chat about a quarter till. We start at noon Pacific time. I'm here about 11:45, just answering your questions, saying hi, seeing how everyone's garden is doing. So show up early, set a reminder on your calendar to join us on Mondays. We really have a great time. It's a great community to be a part of. Okay, let's see, Angela, it never gets taller than a foot or so. Okay, I must have missed the beginning of that conversation. Tiny Tim tomatoes, wow, that's great. They have tomatoes on mine from June, July, and even a few ripening now. Wow, that's awesome. It is really an amazing tomato and a great one to grow in the wintertime in southern climates. What I usually do is I get a few going in the house, bring them outside during the day, and then we do get nights like in the 30s and 40s. I'll bring them inside and then just kind of go back and forth with them throughout the day. And usually I can have tomatoes for a lot of the winter time. So it's a really great winter tomato for the southern gardeners too. Okay, from Nisha, hi. Kim, next week I'm traveling. Should I keep my shade cloth on? Temps are going to be in the high 80s. You're probably good, Nisha, unless you think, the temps are going to be consistently above 90. I think you're probably good to take it off. So just check the weather in your area, keep an eye on it. And I don't know if you have anybody that can just check in on your garden for you while you're gone, but that would be awesome. Okay, and Everything Sunflowers, Christy is in the live stream at 11 o'clock Pacific time. That's why I told you guys she's a super moderator, because she's here at 11 o'clock Pacific time in the chat, saying hi to everyone, welcoming everyone, chatting up about your garden. So if you have the time, jump in at 11. Christy will be here, and I know a lot of people do join in about 11 as well. Okay, so thank you so much, Christy. All right, Vivian, my spring garden just started producing very slow this year. Okay, Vivian, I hear ya. We actually had a really slow year too. So it's so dependent on the weather. If you had maybe a cloudy spring or a very cool spring like we did here, your garden's gonna be slower. So don't feel bad about that. Just realize that it's different for everybody. A lot of people are harvesting big, humongous tomatoes. I'm not there yet. Mine are just starting to come on. So don't feel bad. Don't give up. That's what we're here for, is to really encourage each other. Okay. Oh, we have a super chat here. Thank you so much. Let me see who that is. This is from Vaughn. Hi, Vaughn. I saw you in the chat earlier. A super chat for $19.99. Thank you, Kim and Jerry, for all the videos. It's so educational and informative. I started my gardening last year because of you, and my husband built me 2 raised beds last year. I'm building 1 more on our limited space. That is awesome, Vaughn. I'm so happy that you're here, and I'm so happy that you started gardening. So exciting to be a little part of that we were able to encourage you to start with your garden. Great job. And thank you so much for the super chat. That's so awesome. Okay. This is a question from Ollie. And Ollie, you're the one from Germany. Hi, how are you? And right above that, we have Katerina at 3:30 a.m. in Australia. Oh my gosh, you're watching in the middle of the night. Thank you. So Ollie's question is, do all nut trees need a ton of water? Are there some for dry areas? Ollie, I have never grown nut trees before, so I really can't answer with any type of knowledge on that question. So if anyone is here that's ever grown nut trees, could help Ollie out and give him a little advice on that, please do so. That's one great thing about this community. Everybody really helps each other out. Oh my gosh, there's people here from India. You're Vashi, 1 a.m. in India. Wow. Oh, Ondine, I know I'm doing terrible with these names, guys. 4:30 a.m. in Korea. You guys are so dedicated. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That is just wonderful to hear people from all over the world. Okay, Andrea, do Tiny Tim tomatoes need to be trellised? Also, how many plants can go in a 5-gallon smart pots? Okay, Andrea, great question. I should have mentioned that here. Yes, I do have 3 in here. And one reason I did that is because I had so many seedlings, I didn't have anywhere to put them. So I stuck them in here to get them a little bit larger. So yes, I will be actually transplanting these, and they're really easy to pull out of these containers. This soil here is the good dirt soil. So it's so loose. It's going to be really easy to pull these out. I'll pop some in another one of my Cali Kim 5-gallon smart pots. So they don't need trellis like a normal tomato does. I do, however, like to put some kind of small stake in them, because once they get loaded down with tomatoes, and they do get really loaded down with tomatoes, they do tend to get heavy and kind of fall over. So they're only going to grow to about 2 feet tall, but grab any kind of stake you have, stick it in here and tie it to the stake, and it's going to be a lot better because of it. So hopefully that will help you out there. And I believe we did get another super chat there while I was talking. Thank you so much. Let me see who that is. Luz. Oh my goodness, she has been super chatting like almost every week. $4.99. Luz, thank you so much. I love seeing her pictures on Instagram with your daughter growing in your garden. They grow in a lot of the Cali Kim smart pots, which you can grab on my website too. And she's always sending encouraging comments encouraging emails, sending pictures. So it's really, really wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, I had a question here I saw. Where can I get the Good Dirt soil in New Jersey? Okay, Nikki, they do have it in some Target stores, and I know it's a seasonal product in Target stores. So check your local Target store, but you can always get it at on Good Dirt's website, good-dirt. Oh man, I always forget their website, but if you look up Good Dirt, you're going to find it, and we'll have the links in the video description there. I do have a coupon code or a discount code for that. It's CallieKim10. You can get a discount. It is the best potting mix that I have ever used, guys. And I only use things that work. Okay, guys, I don't use stuff that doesn't work, and I let you guys know about it because I want you to use things that work too. So this is the mix. It's absolutely amazing. It's nice and loose. And someone was actually just asking me about potting mixes. This is really the only one I recommend. It's a little bit more upfront, but the reason why is because it lasts you for years. I've been growing in the same soil in my containers here for probably going on, I want to say 3 years now. I usually add a little bit more to the top when I replant. It does not get compacted. It's amazing. It retains water like crazy, which is so helpful here in California. I don't have to water near as often, and you will save money with this stuff because you're not going to be spending money on bags of potting soil year after year after year. You can reuse it time after time. It's amazing stuff. I absolutely love it, and I highly recommend it to anyone growing in containers. And they have soil for your in-ground garden as well, so check them out for sure. Okay, let's see, a couple more questions here. My hands are all dirty with this Good Dirt. It's great. And Christy just popped their links there in the chat. Thank you so much, Christy. And let's see here. I'm looking for some more questions. Can I start early without grow lights? From Moonshadow. I'm assuming you mean your fall garden seeds, Moonshadow. It depends on the weather where you live. If it's still hot outside, I would highly recommend starting indoors. These have been under grow lights. You're going to have much better results with grow lights. You could try them in a sunny window, but your sunny window will probably get too hot for them. But don't be intimidated about the thought of setting up grow lights, guys. It is not that difficult. I've got a great video. It's very inexpensive to set up. All the links are in the video description. So just search grow lights on my channel and set up a super, super easy grow light system in your house. And your plants are gonna thank you for it. You'll have these beautiful transplants in no time. Okay, guys? All right, let's see here. Yes, we have been with Good Dirt for years now. Absolutely love it. And I really don't want to use any other potting soil. Okay, what is a good size for a typical raised bed? It really depends on how much space you have. Jerry and I made a really nice size raised bed over the summer. You guys can catch that video, and I think it's about a 2x4. Fits perfectly in a nice small spot we have. A 4x4 is probably ideal if you have that kind of space because you can reach across it from any side. You can reach into the middle to tend to your plants from any side. But it really just depends on how much space you have. You can definitely build one bigger. They're really easy to build, so go check out that video. The one we built cost us probably about $15, and it did not take us long at all to build. So highly recommend jumping in, doing it, and you will be amazed at how easy it is. You want to build raised beds for the rest of your life. Seriously, guys, we actually built one and gave it to our neighbor. It was just an amazing little raised bed. Okay, let's see here. A couple more questions, then we'll sign off. Don't forget, guys, take advantage of my sale today. Last day, 15% off all my seed collections and these wonderful CallieKim Smart Pots. These are great little pots to grow in, even just to expand your growing space. If you already have, if you're growing in your in-ground garden, stick these outside your kitchen door there. Okay. Katerina, will climbing beans grow okay in summer? Yes, that's the best time for beans. Beans are warm weather vegetable. They love the summer. My bean seed collection has 2 different kinds of climbing beans. One's a runner bean, the scarlet runner beans, which are doing very well in the heat. They're just kind of starting to come to an end, but they're doing fantastic. I'll probably replant those. And I also have a Kentucky pole bean, which is a tall climbing bean. So yeah, summertime is perfect. Okay, from Royal Healthy Living, do you sell seeds individually? No, I don't. I found just to make it more cost effective for me and to make it easier for people, I put them in collections. So my collections range from five varieties on up to 15 varieties. So pretty much any type of vegetable you want to buy, I have a seed collection for it. You can check that out over at CaliKimGardeningHome.com. Okay, guys, let's see if there are maybe one last question here. Can I keep seeds I purchased from this spring for next spring? From Amy. Yes, you can, Amy. Usually seeds are good for a couple of years as long as you're storing them in a kind of a coolish, dark place. I don't really store mine in a cool place because I don't have a super cool place in my house, aside from being in air conditioning, but you don't want to store them in direct sunlight or anything like that. Mine are just in a cabinet tucked away in my living room, and they store just fine for up to a couple of years. So if you have spring seeds or fall seeds from last year, definitely keep planting them. Okay, guys, that is going to do it for us today. I just want to thank you guys for joining us. What a great time. What a great group. How much fun it is. I really hope you guys are getting your fall seeds planted, your late summer seeds planted, and things are going really, really well for you in your garden. So we'll be back here next Monday at noon Pacific time, and we'll have a couple videos in between. So make sure you're checking out our YouTube and our Instagrams. And we so appreciate you guys joining us today. All right, guys, thanks. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.